Yes.
Bearing.
Yes.
There we go.
Excellent.
All right, just in time to miss the intro, but that's okay. um, yeah, very short version. You guys got a side quest from the gardener, Old Man Jenkins, to bring some Gracidias up to the spirit of the little girl up in the chateau. Whenever you're passing by, he said. It does seem like he has some sort of connection with her, but it's not clear what because he didn't state it explicitly. That being said, it's still raining outside, so you, as planned, stay the night at his place. Lyndon is sleeping in a sleeping bag, and you guys get. Well, he doesn't have a bunch of extra beds, but there is a space set aside for you guys. I think he would provide a mat, like a pretty thick mat. And if you wanted to use sleeping bags on top of that, then it would be a fairly comfortable rest, I think.
That'll do.
Sure.
All right, but the night passes uneventfully. There's a little bit of thunder in the distance, but it's not anything too disturbing. And by the time morning comes, the rain has long since stopped, and it is very nice outside right now. Still slightly overcast, not sunny like when you first came here, but it rained itself out basically. When does everyone get up?
I think Chance is more of an early riser sort of person, so he'd probably be up
Like dawn.
7. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah. So Lucas will be up very early, like crack of dawn, usually.
I think we've gone over this before, but it's been a while, so. What about Miles?
Miles is probably woken by the activity, but probably won't get out of bed then unless someone drags him.
Okay. So the people get up. We'll see that Lyndon is already up and looking sleepy, but he is active. Seems like he's used to it, but still not 100% a morning person. Most of his Pokemon are not present, but you do hear a little giggling every once in a while, so it seems that Missy is out. But he is eating some breakfast that has been provided by Mr. Jenkins.
Chance will join him and dig in as well.
So yeah, that all passes fairly uneventfully. He doesn't seem like one for a conversation this early in the morning. And after you finish breakfast, he gathers his things, and he seems like he's going to start off early because he has a fair bit of distance to cover to the north.
Yeah, that's
So,
fair.
well,
We're going in a different direction, right?
Yeah, and your path is a little bit shorter, so you don't need to. You can take your time a little bit more.
We'll run into him again soon.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to be heading up there after we're done with what we're doing, aren't we? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like,
he's
we'll
basically gonna. Hey, go on. Sorry.
yeah, that's what I was basically saying. We'll run into him again soon.
Yeah. He basically has said that he's going to go just like scope out the area and check up on some other things on the way. So he'll probably be a little bit slow on the route anyway.
Sure.
All right, but basically that's it for Floroma Town. Unless you have anything else you would like to do, maybe check out the flower shop. You are free to set forth.
I think most of us are broke,
Yeah.
and Lucas isn't super in the market for flowers, so
Yeah, I don't see a reason. Actually, you know what? Nah, Chance will go in the flower shop, just a window shop, and film it for his video.
Okay.
He's not actually there to buy anything, but
Sure. Just don't tell the clerks that.
he
So it's a pretty, let's see,
unless it's or narratively important, we can just gloss over it. I don't need.
I know. I just wanted to show a picture of it. That's all. From the anime because it's a little bit more interesting than the picture on the map. Only slightly though. It looks like it's basically a remodeled home. The what would have been I guess I can't call it a garage because there's not a lot of cars here. But basically, one of the larger part of the house has been remodeled into a a storefront. It has an open kind of a barn door style thing that just slides across. And inside are they have different color. Sorry, they have different colored hair, but you see some family resemblance. A pair of sisters, one manning the cash register, and then one is tending to the stock. The one walking around welcomes you in. Says, feel free to just look around, and if you need any help choosing something, then you can always ask her. But it looks like a pretty typical flower shop. Nothing too special here. They do have a spot for berries, but you already have shopped around for that at the Shade House as well.
And we also are flat broke. But I will have Comfey pick out some sort of non-mechanical, just flavor flower or whatever, and I'll buy her a flower and put it on her string or whatever.
Sure, sounds good.
Lewd.
Is it though?
Pick me a color. Doesn't matter, just for flavor.
Yellow.
Okay, so you get it's just a yellow. Remembering a name, but so there are some lovely looking yellow daffodils, and she picks up one of those, and it's on the top of the string right now. Before you leave, the old man Jenkins does show you to his garden and picks a few, or clips a few Gracidia for you, and presumably Comfey takes care of those as well.
Yep. Also, Comfey is like, I don't know if you're gonna let me get away with this because I don't actually intend to fight with Comfey. I actually think that maybe I'd use Comfey theoretically for like healing purposes and stuff like that outside of combat, but like she's not on my combat team, but I did want to keep her around just like as a freaking circlet on my head.
So you can do the circlet part. I think, what is the healing one? I know it does.
I don't think she even has any healing at the moment.
It's only later on. I think floral healing is the one, and then aromatherapy potentially. Yeah, you can keep her around. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically all for that. What's this?
Oh my god, I know this music.
This one's very familiar sounding, huh? Yeah, so basically,
I can't remember. Is there so many like plants that are green, but I can't actually think of any green flowers.
That's because
Yeah,
flowers are
green
normally
flowers?
designed to stand out from the green.
yeah, I don't think there are many that are actually green.
Are there any green flowers?
There are some. There are some. They're not common though.
Yeah.
Like the closest thing I can think of is like a four-leaf clover, and that's not really a flower.
Yeah, it's just leaves. I mean, if you Google green flower, you can see some.
Yeah.
It's just what I did.
Green
You can get green hydrangeas, apparently. There you go.
Some of them are really weird though. They look like
Like moss balls.
yeah, kind of. Or the
Is the
succulents,
four-leaf
obviously.
clover now that I think of it? Is it just grass?
No, well, kind of. It does have. I think four-leaf clovers do have flowers.
Clovers have flowers, yeah.
Yeah. They're like white
Is a
yeah.
four-leaf
or
clover.
or
Is it
purple. Looks like. I think I only see the white ones though around where I am.
Oh, it's a pea family. Like it's part of the. I guess does that make it?
Clover is
They don't.
edible, for what it's worth, I
Yeah,
believe.
that is true. It is. Yeah.
It's edible to like humans can digest it.
Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
of like random wild grasses and flowers that are edible.
Interesting.
I actually use dandelions in cooking fairly frequently. Um, if you weren't aware, they actually used to be a delicacy.
Mm.
And the roots can be used to make coffee, although I don't do that. But the rest is pretty good, actually. All right, but this route is pretty well established. It seems like it's been around for a while. The path is well trodden, and the sign out towards the east um, is a little bit old looking. I mean, they do maintain it every once in a while, so it's not like the paint is like flaking off or anything, but it does look like it's been around for a while. Um, and let's see, it's still a well, no, okay. So there's basically a river to the north um, that basically follow. Actually, on the map, is it to the north? On the Oh god. Okay. On the world map, it's to the south, but on the game map, it's to the north. So I'll say it's on the south. Um, and I'll say that it also extends a little bit to the west, further than it does on the world map. So basically, you're following a river along the path, and there is a kind of a white fence along the side.
Righto.
I'm still on
And
Yeah, we're
the
still in
town map, by the way.
Floroma.
did I not? Okay. Yes, basically there's that river. It follows the path for most of the way. And I'll
Yeah.
say it's a little bit closer. So, let's see. The early parts of the route are fairly uneventful because it's still close to Floroma. The fields are still mostly flowers. And you see that there's still some Kobe flying around, some of the Pokemon you saw in the flower fields around. But they mostly keep to themselves. After a little bit of distance, you start seeing the flowers thin out in favor of tall grass on the side of the road. The path itself is still clear, but it does seem to start becoming what you're more used to seeing.
Is it just out of curiosity? Do they grow a lot of crops around Florida? Because I would imagine it'd be good for that sort of thing. Because you have all these pollinating insects, and that wouldn't that be good for crops as well?
So most crops aren't flowering, I don't think, or at least they're not grown in a flowering way.
Well, you wait for them to flower most of the time and then get
You just
what's
bring in a
afterwards.
shitload of bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you collect the yeah well. So making a general ed check. I guess it depends on the crop. 'Cause some of them are.
Because I know that farmers hire bees, so
Okay,
I believe
fair enough.
that they do pollinate the because it's like a tiny cost per bee you hire. It's kind of funny. You have people who just turn up with just a colony. They're just
Yeah.
like, right, we leave
I can
these here for a
imagine.
couple of days.
Yeah, I guess I've never actually considered that end of the things. The only crops I really think about are the ones that get well, quote unquote cloned, like the ones that are I don't remember what it's called, but you know the process.
GMOs.
Yeah. No, not that.
Grafted.
Yeah, grafted or
Cuttings.
yeah, I don't remember what that's called, but I know like bananas or like that. Although that's a pretty specific one. Anyway, you know that Floroma is Has surprisingly little farmland. They do want to kind of preserve the flower fields as more of a like a heritage site kind of thing.
Right, and also I assume it's an attraction to
Yeah,
tourism.
exactly. Their their main industry is tourism. Most of the farmland that supplies Sinnoh with food is on the east side of Mount Coronet, in the area of east and north of Hardhome, um, where the farmland is pretty fertile in those
I
areas.
imagine they can grow like rice if they have that down in the marshier areas as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, so in the, let's see, on the fringes of the Grand Marsh, they do that. In the Grand Marsh itself, it's still pretty wild, because they preserve it as kind of a national park sort of thing. So they haven't developed that as much. But say in,
Oh, down by Camellia or something.
yeah,
This
Camellia
way.
or Pastoria might, like, Pastoria itself doesn't have anything, but maybe to the west of it, they have some patties kind of thing. And possibly near Machina. No, that's too far. Yeah, so yeah, in those areas, Camellia and Pastoria.
It's occurred to me that is there a leech Pokemon?
A leech. Yes, Electros.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
Well,
Or is
that's
that
an
that's
eel,
like a,
isn't it?
it
Yeah.
is, but
Hence
it's
the
also
name.
like,
I'm just trying to think
I think the first form is like a leech.
like a marsh type leech.
Yeah, I think Tynamo is a leech. No, it still says eel. Okay, I guess it's still an electric eel.
Yeah. Anyways, just curious. Okay, well, anyways, that was a long diversion on my part. Sorry.
No worries. So, at like I said, the route kind of turns into tall grass and more typical scenery. As you explore, let's see, and the path's pretty nice. So you come across here. Let's see. When you reach this area, you see a branch in the path. I actually don't have a map for this, but I'm just going to post the Route 205 map. I think that's good enough for now. The river is reversed here, but essentially you're on that bottom part.
Oh,
Uh,
so
the-
towards the north is Eterna. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you're basically right now at the that fork in the road with the bridge. Although the river's to the
Are we
south,
are
so
we
there's no
meant to be
bridge.
on another map?
No, I just posted it in.
No,
I just posted
Oh,
no,
it's in
it
that's
Discord.
Discord.
Oh, it's in
Yeah,
Discord.
yeah. Because I didn't prep a map for this area yet,
Sure.
because it's probably longer. Anyway, you're near the where the bridge is on this map, and you see that there's a fork in the road that's leading to the north. It gets a little bit more mountainous to the north. You see that some rocky outcroppings jut out of the ground, as opposed to the mostly flat area that you're on right now. And you also see some windmills in the distance. In both the actually, I guess this is still a little bit far. Maybe not.
We are
You
quite a few
possibly,
kilometers away still, aren't we?
yeah, you probably see some to the east, not to the north. They're kind of scattered, but you are starting to see some of them.
Sure.
As you keep going.
Just out of curiosity, are they like
Yep.
old-timey windmills, or are they like modern?
No, they're
metal
quite modern looking, like the sleek white kind.
Okay, gotcha.
So I guess it's wind turbines rather. Let's see. We progress to this area.
Ooh.
aesthetically, this looks very. I mean, I know it's not the same because it's obviously like smaller and it's also not as complicated, but it looks aesthetically very similar to Route 101. In the fight we had with
Oh,
the
that is
Sphero.
that's a really pretty map actually though.
Yeah, that one and this one are all by the same artist, so that's why there's similarities here. A lot of the maps I've been using are by this person because they have like kind of diverse wilderness maps.
Yeah.
I can pull from. So yeah, what Pokemon are out for you guys right now?
Let's see.
Out. Probably
Just
just
out
solo
of-
at the moment.
Okay.
I haven't been
Whenever
using.
it lets me make the token. There you go.
I haven't been using Felicity as much as I used to, and she just evolved, so I'm gonna use her.
Okay.
Would you like me to have a specific unknown out?
Oh no, Blob is fine.
Cool.
Yeah. So this is basically I'm just asking like who is out and walking around with you.
Mhm.
You might have them out for a specific reason. You might just have them out for some fresh air.
Felicity's tail is now as large as the rest of her body put together, so it's like she's a squirrel, but the squirrel is like the tail is monstrously large compared to the rest of the body.
If there were actual physics involved, that would probably be a very. Wait, would it be fluffy?
I
I imagine
I'm-
it would be because
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the assumption that it's fluffy and not like this hard rock type thing.
yeah, because that would probably be quite bad for balance if we brought physics into things.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a squirrel's tail type situation
Okay.
in my head.
As you're walking along, it's been rather uneventful so far. You start to see some Pokemon. Actually, make me a perception check. Let's see what you see.
Ooh.
You see.
I see everything.
You see. Okay.
I too see.
Holy crap!
All right.
Oh, you've
so,
got +4.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Let's say. Also, make me an acrobatics check. The people who see.
Oh God.
Acrobatics.
Do I also see?
You.
I fall.
see- Yeah, I think you see. I think you see.
Why
My-
did you roll 2d2?
Why did I roll 2d2?
It's a very good question. You got the result you might have expected.
I'd probably
Did the
still
best.
fall.
You did the best you could under those circumstances.
Mm.
Yeah, so you don't fall. The path is pretty well paved. It's nice and even. However, all three of you see some things in the skies that are kind of just floating around.
Oh God.
One of them is a couple of them are rather low, flying low, and you don't have that much time to react before you are bombarded by small things blowing around. So, let's see what you get.
A pooping run. A pooping strafe run.
So, Miles gets hit with something soft and fluffy.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
And yeah, and Lucas gets hit by.
A bullet.
It's not. It's not
Oof.
that bad. Let's see. What does it look like? It's still like fairly soft. It's not as fluffy or cushioned, but it feels like you got hit by like a plant, and it's
Wow.
just like
Okay.
sitting on your face. It's green and it has a smiling face. Likewise, Miles sees a white and green face. Not smiling, but it is peering at him curiously and kind of with a not all the lights are on upstairs kind of thing. It's kind of vacant.
Hello.
So there is a Skiploom and a Cottony stuck
Mm.
to each of your faces. And for chance, you see a couple of hoppips floating around behind the skip loom, but you kind of weave around them. There is another pair of Connie that are a little bit distance away, so you're still safe, but they are flying this way as well.
Gotcha. So, was this a chance encounter, or did I didn't mean to word it like that. Was this
I mean,
a
any encounter when chance is involved, by definition.
was this a would they intend to hit us, or like, or would they just happen to fly by and we got in their flight path?
I mean, okay, so basically the background here is that Windvale and this valley, has some unique wind patterns because of the shape of the terrain. And so you get these Pokemon blowing around in this area fairly frequently, because there's kind of like, how do I say it? Not whirlwinds, but there's like circular air patterns, and they're just blowing around here constantly, and they kind of collect here. So you would have run them into them at some point, I think.
I'll probably run into more as well.
Yeah.
I guess I'll sort of just gingerly take the Pokemon off myself and let it go off into the wind again.
Just toss it up into the air.
It seems perfectly happy with the situation. It doesn't mind bumping into things. Apparently, you would assume that it happens fairly often. You toss it up, and it makes a noise that's vaguely reminiscent of some kid going wee, and it flies up into the air and kind of circles around and then keeps going off into the towards the north.
Lucas sort of watches it go. It's like, reminds me of the Pukemukwu.
Yeah, actually, kind of.
But nicer.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
This one didn't punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does Miles do the same thing with the Cottony?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so then it floats off. It has a bit of a more... Actually, it should be less controlled flight pattern. It seems to go faster than the Skiploom does.
My assumption is that by the end of this route, Esme is literally covered in them.
Yes.
That seems fairly likely, actually.
Esme actually got carried away by them.
Oh god.
She's just bobbling around up there now.
Okay. Yeah, so that passes without much incident.
If you were wondering, I had it on my wish list, Cottony, but I'm getting too many Pokemon. Like, I've got a Pokemon bloat, so I'm gonna like pass on Cottony.
Sure.
Looks at Chance's team. Looks at Esme's team.
Mm.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
well,
There's no bloat.
I'm not Esme, but I am second largest. And like, I already have a grass fairy at this point with Shiinotic.
That's true. Alright, so that part is over. Have Sola make me a perception check.
Sure. I'll have to remind myself out of our chat. Where are you? There we are. There it is. Sola, she is at... No, still only 2d6 at the moment, that's fine. Fine.
Okay. So Sola perks up her head and looks towards the east. Kind of just paying attention in that direction.
What, sort of towards the river area?
No, so just towards the east, like along the path.
Oh, I'm an idiot. It's because I think we're facing to the right here, so no. So,
Okay.
so just this way, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Let's see. This is part of your backstory, so I think you would recognize this. It seems like Sola's sixth sense is acting up a little bit.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, she's expecting something bad to happen.
She doesn't seem all that panicked. It just caught her attention. So by that, you understand it to mean that it's probably not going to be very severe, just like some minor thing.
Because is this like a little cliff face?
Yeah, it's small. Like I'll say it's 2 meters tall. You could go out like there's a path to the left that you could go up there, and if you wanted to jump down from there, you could as well.
Okay. Because it's the only thing. I mean, actually, if I roll survival, can I see anything? Because like I know what she's going to be looking for. Because we're looking for natural disaster-esque stuff. Can I see like, is
Right.
this the only rock slidey sort of thing that could happen? Like, or mudslide, I suppose. Because that's what.
Yeah. So the ground is not. It doesn't seem wet enough for a mudslide. That's one of the ones you would have been careful of back
Mm.
over at your place, I think.
Mm.
So that doesn't seem like it's a danger. And the rocks seem fairly solid. Like they're all one big piece rather than. I mean, the
Not
parts
a
that come off are
crumbling
like, yeah,
cliff
the parts
face.
that have come off are like just like small pebbles kind of thing. That have been worn away over time, but there's no like large boulders just sitting there.
Wind
Sure.
Veil will occasionally have massive gusts of wind. Like,
I'll say that it's pretty breezy by the time you get here. So like you can definitely feel some resistance when you're walking. It doesn't seem like there's any abnormally large bursts of wind. Uh, it's just windy here in general.
Mm. Well, I mean, if Solo's just looking in that direction, I guess Lucas will just walk ahead and keep his eye out and be like, and sort of let everyone know to be a little careful,
Sure.
because he's got no way of knowing what it's going to be, but he'll let
Mhm.
Solo go in front basically at this point, and sort of
Sure.
walk ahead.
Hmm.
And Sola walks ahead. I would flavor this as like she's kind of turning her head a little bit to the side, as if using her
The little
horn
like,
as kind of like a
yeah,
dowsing, like almost like a dowsing rod, just like because I'm imagining that that's part of like what helps Absol detect natural disasters
I
for
believe
whatever
it.
reason.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's kind of turning her head around, trying to pinpoint the source of it. Although she is facing to the east for most of the time.
Sure. Okay. Well, we'll just keep walking forward and let
Yeah,
her go first, like,
Yeah.
because I have no way of predicting what's like actually going to happen. I just know something could.
sure. I'll
'Cause
say that
I think their little like yin yang horn is meant to glow, isn't it, when it's dangerous? Or am I misremembering? Can't
that
even
I actually
remember.
don't know about because I've never seen Absol in the anime. If that's the case, then that might be.
Or is that just when it attacks? Honestly,
I think
I
that's just when
struggle
it
to.
attacks. I think that's when it attacks. Okay, so it says, okay, so the flavor text for Absol, using its horn, Absol is able to sense even subtle changes in the sky and the land to predict when a disaster will occur. So it is using its horn, but I don't see anything about glowing, so I think that's just for attacks.
Okay, sure.
I'll say that this map right now is not to scale. This is still like covering the rest of the route.
Yeah, I assume this is a long
Yeah.
way we're
Hmm.
walking at this point.
Yeah. Once if anything happens, then it'll be to scale. But for now, it's not. Okay. After maybe 15 more minutes of walking, um, Sola perks up again, seeming a little bit more attentive, and everyone make me a athletics or no acrobatics check.
Oh no.
time to
Sure.
shine.
Okay.
How to be bad at rolling d6s.
So you feel the ground shake a little bit. Starts slowly at first, but it seems like after a few seconds, it turns into like a minor earthquake. Nothing that really throws you to the ground or causes anything to collapse around you. But Miles does lose his footing and lands on his butt.
Can the unknown levitate Miles before he does so?
Sure. So he goes into an air chair.
Yeah.
position.
I'm almost certain they have the combined focus to do that. I can check if you
Yeah.
want.
No, I think
At
that's
the very
I think
least,
that's
they
fine.
can slow your descent to the point where you don't fall.
Yeah.
Right, right. But Lucas and Chance managed to keep their balance. And after a few seconds, or let's say after like 30 seconds, it fades and the ground stills again.
Did it come and go as though it was directly underneath us at all times, or did it seem like it was coming from a direction and then passing under us?
So I don't think you can tell that specifically. It did seem to start weaker and get a little stronger and then fade out again.
Is Solar still looking east, or
Yes.
okay?
Miles is going to make a point of going to the other side of the path that isn't the
To not fall
river.
in the.
Yeah.
I mean, again, to be fair, I'm pretty sure this path is meant to be like several kilometers in the end. So
Yeah, I mean, the path is like pretty much next to the river. It, this is like this is like inconsistent scale.
but I mean, like I'm not gonna walk in such a way that I'm likely to fall in the river if I fall
Sure,
over.
sure.
But,
It's not shown here, but there is a white fence along the riverside.
sure, sure.
You can see that the water in the river is, well, it's flowing, I guess. It's not a very fast flowing river, but you can see there is a little bit of churning from side to side, and there's some. It is less calm than it was before the quake.
Is this a sea-fed river, or is it is it a saltwater river? Or is it a fresh? I assume it's fresh water.
It
Coming from
is
the mountains.
yeah, it is fresh water.
Sure.
It's just not flowing that quickly right now in
That's
this
fine.
area. Let's
Okay.
see.
I'm not going bonkers. There are saltwater rivers, aren't there? Am I going bonkers? I swear there are.
I don't think so.
Can you not get a salt? I thought you
I
did.
can't think of a way that a river would be saltwater.
None exist permanently.
Yeah, I could have sworn that that there are like saltwater things that exist, like rivers or whatever. But
Saltwater lakes get their salinity because they have no outlet, so salt
that's
concentrates via evaporation. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going. I
And
am
then-
going bananas.
And then if they do get the opportunity to drain because of a lot of rain or whatever, then that will be
There'll
a
be some
saltwater river,
river until they drain.
but it will stop at some point.
There we go. That makes sense. Anyway, ignore me being an idiot.
So yeah, that passes without too much more incident. When it quiets down, it's as if nothing had happened.
Is Soda still on her toes, or not so much?
Okay, so right now I think she's relaxed a little bit from before, but she is still looking toward the east. Yeah, she's still looking toward the east.
Because I mean, they're meant to be able to pick up on natural disasters, but does that work like if a Pokemon causes it? So like if the earthquake or whatever is caused by like a Pokemon doing it, or what? Or is it just actual earthquakes?
So the way
suppose-
the way I think of it is that Absol can kind of sense warning signs for it if there is, I guess, some delay in it happening, or if there, well, the way it's described in the flavor text, that's the way it would seem. But that being said, there probably is also like a supernatural forewarning aspect of it. It's just not as based in that as it would be for something like Zatu. So it's kind of a half and half thing. So I would say that Absol are better at detecting disasters that are likely to happen because of environmental conditions. if something happens with no warning, um, like if a large Pokemon uses Earthquake or something like that, that's not something that would be easy for
Oh
them
yeah,
to
I'm
prevent.
more thinking like if you have like a whole group of ground type Pokemon that are doing something dumb somewhere and they cause tremors and whatever. I don't know, like or like a whole bunch of water Pokemon get angry and cause a tidal wave or whatever the fuck. Like
Yeah, so I would say that Absol can probably detect those tremors from a longer distance than most Pokemon can.
sure.
Um, if if they didn't just like start doing it all at once, like without any warning.
Okay. Sure. That's fine then. Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge in my head whether the tremor is like just a random tremor you've decided to throw at us, or whether it's actually something that's going on. I'm guessing that it's not just an random earthquake thing.
That would be very interesting. Just have a random earthquake with no consequences at all, huh?
Yes, that would be unusual. Anyway,
Hey Lucas, are we gonna die to an earthquake?
no, Solar would be going. Well, Solar would look a lot more scared than she does
Okay.
if it was like, an earthquake where the ground's gonna split or whatever.
Well,
We're not
that's good.
expecting that.
I'm gonna
Like,
make sure I don't fall in the river.
yeah, again, if the river was gonna flood or anything as well, we'd be getting a lot more of a reaction out of her. This is
Sure,
the sort of thing we keep them for at home.
but at the same time, I don't want to have to walk all the way to the city in wet clothes.
Yeah, don't jump in
And
the
wear
river
clothes.
or fall in the river, but just get your floaty friends to keep you out of the river.
They're helping.
So I know you said in wet clothes,
Yes.
but I heard that as I don't want to go all the way to the city and wear clothes.
Oh.
Nice.
I was like, that's a very interesting take on it.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can continue on the path. Nothing is obstructing your way. And
I mean, I'm gonna leave us where we are for now because I'm assuming
sure.
inconsistent scale makes things a little awkward.
Right, sure. After another, let's say, another hour and a half of walking, now you're approximately 2/3 of the way to the city.
Okay.
This time, Sola doesn't need to make a perception check because she suddenly and sharply turns her head toward the east again. She was kind of looking around more idly
So
for a while.
over here somewhere, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so now she looks up suddenly, and this time you can tell there is more urgency in how
Well,
she's acting.
at which point, if we're looking to take cover, probably at this point, then Lucas will just sort of. I assume because the flavor I've had is that he's been giving commands through whistle in combat as opposed to saying them.
Sure.
So yeah, I feel it's not super out of character to have something which is essentially like lead me where I need to go sort of thing, like take me away from the danger, because that's what he's
Sure.
kept her for in the mountains and whatnot.
Okay, so two things. One is Absol can the amount of warning in terms of time you get can differ from disaster to disaster.
Yeah.
So it can be like if it's a small one, maybe she doesn't sense it until it's almost on you. If it's a large one, it can be like hours in advance, or even
Oh, actually,
days
yeah.
if
To be
it's
fair,
really
it
bad.
says closer and bigger disasters tend to have a greater effect and may alert the Pokemon to an area where a disaster will occur days in advance.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I would say that for a day, like days in advance disaster, it would be like a really big one, um, like uh, a volcano erupting or um, a landslide
Tsunami, earthquake
a
thing.
tsunami,
Yeah.
a rock slide that would like wipe out a good chunk of a city kind of thing.
In the world,
Um,
would you ever want to have climatologists in this world when you could just have Absols in like every city that has more than 10 people or something like that?
Well, the thing is that the whole reason why they don't get used very much, like in law, is that people don't trust them because they tend to turn up when something bad happens. And so the whole point is they got like labeled as like
The
evil.
ones who are bringing it, yeah.
Yeah, they got labeled as like the bringer when they're actually trying to tell people something bad's gonna happen, run away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
I
I
get
guess
that, but it just seems so weird that like people are all dumb. Like everybody in the entire world is superstitious, to the point where they're dumb enough to do that.
all right. So
They're
I
also quite
understand.
reclusive.
Yeah, I understand the logical inconsistency here. The other consideration is one of the PCs has an Absol, and as usual, it's a good idea to have them be at least somewhat special. If I had an Absol in every town, then obviously Sola wouldn't be very special at that point.
Sure.
I mean,
Right.
that's fair. I think also the whole idea is that there aren't many of them. Was
Yeah.
the point? Like they're uncommon, reclusive, and distrusted. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're going with like everything is like hyper modernized at this point, then it would make sense, honestly, for them to be in like every government building, right?
Yeah, right.
Like for them to have at least the one. But I'm gonna be honest, if they are like in every single government building and used as like disaster warning systems, but they're expensive and used higher up, then we're not going to see them very often anyway. Surely.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I'm not super bothered if Rev wants to flavor it like that. That will make it even more amusing that some farm kid from out in the boonies has one, if we're honest. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love the
so
idea that
basically,
the reason why April had the reaction to so that she did was actually, aren't those incredibly expensive? It's just like, where the fuck did he get that?
I mean, things are free when you catch them in the wild.
Mhm.
Although it's possible that, I guess, Luke's family or people up there have, I guess, like a longer term partnership with them. Like,
Yeah, the idea I had was essentially that they have like a small colony that they've been using
Yeah.
as essentially sheepdogs and or
Sure, yeah.
warning system for a long time. They feed them and the Absol's help, which is the whole idea.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so, returning back to the warning, I would assume that you would have, like, some sort of, system
I
to
mean,
communicate
yeah.
the kind of warning she's giving.
Mm.
This one seems like it's somewhere in the middle. It is definitely more severe than the previous one, um, but it's yeah, there is a potential for real danger here, and it should be a couple of hours out, kind of thing.
And it's straight east, so towards Windvale still.
Yes.
Are we more than 2 hours away from the city, or?
I would say you are maybe about. I think you're about like 2-3 hours away. At a
So
like
it's not
a
really
steady pace.
it's not very easy for we can't like get there and forewarn them at the same time.
You can if you hurry potentially.
Over a long distance.
Yes.
Can we like call someone there?
Unfortunately, you don't have any contacts there. Let's see.
I don't know how to develop like the because if nothing else,
Yeah.
like I could like call the authorities, say what say what's just happened, and then. But to be fair, we don't know that it's actually, or I don't know that it's actually at the
Sure.
city.
I'll say that if you want to, you can call into the I guess like the police, the local police here.
I think for now, because I don't know whether it's actually going to be anything to do with the city, and I don't want to cause a hubbub if it isn't. So I guess keep going keep going for a while, and then if it looks like, if we get vision of the city and she's quite clearly going, yep, it's right there, then it's probably time to
Also, ACAB. Nothing. Ridiculous.
do nothing and watch, lol.
No. I said also ACAB.
All cops are bastards.
Oh,
Hey, Cab.
I mean, I don't think Officer Jenny is meant to be a bad person, so.
Noble Bright,
Anyway.
Mag, Noble Bright.
Yeah. Okay. So in which, yeah, sorry, I kind of derailed for like
Yeah, that's fine.
20 minutes there, or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah. So as you continue to the east, assuming you do,
Yep.
you see some Pokemon
Probably
running
at pace at
through.
this point.
Yeah, you see some Pokemon running through the underbrush. They're not trying to hide because they're trying to. It looks like they're running from something. Yeah, they're going towards the west. Um, and you see that they're mainly rodents.
Lucas,
Yeah.
all the Pokemon are going the other way.
Yeah. Look. Okay. You may notice that Solar's a little more wound up. Right now. So yes, there is something a little more dangerous going on. I don't want to go all the way there necessarily, and it won't happen for. I don't know. I think she thinks couple hours or something.
Hmm.
So we can always leave if we need to. I just want to find out where it is, and then if I need to, warn the town. That's all.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to be in the middle of. We don't even know what it is.
Just my grandpa always said, if you see 3 different species of rodent Pokemon running in one direction, run with them
That's a pretty
Yeah.
specific.
because they're getting away from something.
The rats leaving the ship, right?
Hmm.
The is she giving me any indicator as to like what type of like does she get that? Like, do we get like it's an earthquake or it's water related or it's like a rock slidey thing or it's whatever? I don't know whether because if so, then she could like I don't know tilt her head one way or the other or like raise a paw.
Right,
Like,
communicate in one way or another.
Yeah.
I just got the impression it was like bad vibes.
It's actually, depending on where you read, it can be kind of specific. So it says in the capability, it says ability to supernatural sense for natural disasters such as earthquake, floods, volcanic eruptions. Magnitude of the disaster, its proximity affect how often they get the sense before a disaster and how long in advance. So I think it's more like the area that they get, though. I think it tells you like which specific, depending on what type of disaster. It's it can be area specific. So
I would
don't know whether...
I would say make me a survival check. You
Sure.
can probably have a good guess. I don't think that Absol or Solo would know just by the danger sense, but you can probably have a good guess based on the terrain that you
Those
know.
are some very like disparate rolls I got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that given what you know about the area and the geography here, it is a valley. The most likely sorts of disasters that would occur here are either earthquakes or
Flooding.
landslides. Not so much flooding because there's not a large body of water here. It's just the river.
Okay.
But like some sort of landslide or rock slide, or earthquakes. Because that one is more of like a recent guess because you just
Because
felt
of the tremor, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do the old telepathy chain?
Oh,
To
you're gonna
to
have
talk
the unknown talk to Solar.
to Solar, yeah. And just see if there's any more information Solar has that we can squeeze out of her.
I think that Lucas and Solo would have developed like a decent system over time, so that is most of the information that you would get.
Legit.
I suppose the only thing you might get is like a more accurate like 1 to 10 rating on the disaster for her. That's about it. Anyway.
So while you're doing that, the rodent Pokemon they're not like sprinting, but they're just like moving away from the east, and the Pikachu and the Pachirisu come to a stop in front in the grass in front of the party. Make me a intuition check.
Oh boy.
I'm good at them, I think. I'm okay at them.
I am distinctly meh.
If anything, Esme should be able to help us more.
Or Pokemon Edge.
Oh!
Oh Holy cow! I think Miles has gone savant on us.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Miles gets the impression that well, this wasn't even that difficult of a check, but you are pretty sure of it. They seem unsure of how to proceed because you are in their way. They're giving you quite a wide berth.
Right.
But the path is not wide enough for that.
Guys, they're trying to get past to the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all just stand off
I
to the
was gonna
side.
say, if you can and you won't scare them off, maybe ask them what they're running from.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do the telepathy chain for that.
Okay. Have your
Self a merry little Christmas.
unfortunately not.
It's a little early for that.
Have your unknown make me a charm check.
Oh,
For a different reason.
can
For a
I,
different reason.
for a different reason,
Yes.
am I trying to charm these Pokemon?
No.
Okay. Would you like them all to make separate charm checks?
That would probably be bad for you.
Would you like them all to make separate charm checks?
Not particularly. No.
Okay. And this is the Pokemon doing them, not me, because I have a thing.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
That is correct. Okay. The Pikachu is the one that they get in touch with,
Mm-hmm.
and it immediately seems alarmed. And I'll say that this carries over from your previous intuition roll. It does not seem accustomed to being communicated with telepathically. So it immediately backs off 2 steps and starts sparking.
May I then jump in as a trainer?
Okay.
I have Mystic Senses, so I can use Intuition instead of Charm to improve disposition of wild Pokemon.
Okay.
May I?
Sure.
It's fine. I don't know if that's enough.
Yep. So I would say that. Let's see. What is? I think that's enough.
Because that's a coded roll, right? We have that DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a look. I think 15
It's
is
actually
enough
quite
for hostile.
hard generally.
If they're
I
host,
believe, to improve disposition if they're hostile.
yeah, it's not super easy.
Yeah. I would say that it was probably fearful to start, and the unknown made it hostile, but hostile is DC 15, so you hit it exactly.
A
So it stops sparking, although it is still quite wary of you. The Pachirisu doesn't seem... it seems more confused than anything right now, because it wasn't the one getting communicated with. But it does seem to be with a Pikachu. Like they're kind of traveling together. And it's just kind of looking at Pikachu curiously, a little bit unsure. Meanwhile, the Raticate behind is... it doesn't look like it's necessarily with them. It seems like it is a mixture of unnerved and impatient. It's kind of just gnashing its teeth a little bit behind the Pikachu and the Pachirisu.
Can we attempt to make contact again?
Before that,
Ooh.
make me a perception check.
Ooh.
All of us.
Yep.
Sure.
Let me silence myself for a second. You actually don't notice anything.
Wow.
Wow.
But you may make second contact.
Second contact attempted.
Okay.
It's not painful. They're just talking. They're not even like delving into brains or anything. It's literally just like surface thoughts.
Yeah, I think the way I would flavor it is that they were already like on edge.
Yeah, they were spooked.
And without any prior experience with it, it would be unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
and even if it wasn't particularly intrusive, which I don't think it is,
Nope.
it was just like immediately set off a danger alarm for them. But feel free to communicate again.
Cool.
What are you looking to say?
What are they running from? Where is it? And how bad is it?
Sure. You get back that something just doesn't feel right over there. They don't seem to know what they're running from, but they just don't want to be around.
Spooked. Sure.
Yeah, basically.
Like how all the birds in the forest run away before it actually sets on fire or whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to that.
Nature. Sure. I mean, I
Give
guess I'll just let them through.
Yeah, give them
I have no reason to stop them.
give them a little bit of food maybe, as some of Esme's treats, and then let them past.
Yeah, they seem to be not in the mood for treats right now. So they just want to get past.
Okay.
If you show that you're not threatening, it'll try to inch past. Like hugging the wall kind of thing. Oh, it's still as far away from you as possible. However, when it gets to around this area, you suddenly hear a very loud squeak of alarm from it, because something had slithered down the edge of the cliff and lay in ambush.
Motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Onyx. Mega Onyx.
Yes.
No, it's the Onyx. Dun 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 dun.
It hid all its movements very carefully in the earthquakes.
That's not the one.
No, its movements were the earthquake. Sure.
Alright. And before we get into this, the Eradicate seems like it's had enough of waiting, and so the status of things right now is that Pikachu is being attacked by something.
Yep.
The Pachirisu is still unsure of what to do. And Eradicate is too impatient to wait for you to get out of the way, so it's going to charge straight at you. That's the status of how things are right now.
Oh, as in like in an offensive manner?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to try to, while things are going on here, it's trying to go straight through you.
I vote that we just let it go straight through us.
It does have its fangs bared.
Cool. I'm just gonna be to the side and it can fucking leave if it wants.
I think Vipers are large, if I'm not mistaken.
They are big old Pokemon.
Oh god. It got thickened.
Oh my fucking Christ. It feels like it should be like an L block, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so this fight has a bit of it's not unique per se, but the initiative will be a little bit.
Bear with. I'm trying to figure out which unknown is decent here.
Anything that can do psychic type damage?
Yeah, it is Owain. Initiative.
So Viper is pure poison.
Yeah, it should be Poison Dark.
It should be Poison Dark, I agree. It was going to be one of the things I would type shift, because I mean, come on now. Why is it not Poison Dark?
It makes me sad that Amber isn't here for this combat, because the Espeon has Aura, has Type Aura Psychic, so my Psychic Empower would be even more powerful.
Not only that, but it would also just Psywave it into oblivion.
Yes, yeah.
Like, kapow.
Right, I guess we better hit this dick of a Survivor then, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey look, that's 6 meters. We ready to go?
Big old boy.
Yeah.
I haven't touched the initiative yet.
Oh god, I forgot the Vipers are 8 foot long. What the fuck?
Yeah, Vipers are
boy.
chunky boys.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna do this just because it'll become clear why. But
Oh my god, how many survivors are there in the initiative?
3 at the moment. The reason will become clear.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's just to have like a relatively balanced encounter, because otherwise
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that
We
there's
we did all have the big old power spike level, right?
Yeah, yeah.
and also the fact that there's 3 sides in this battle, not 2 like usual. So they're not all going
Oh,
against
because
you right now.
the Pikachu and Pachirisu are together, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not going together against you, so it's not as okay. Is everyone on there?
It's
I
actually
believe
more
so.
like
Let's see.
4 sides in the combat.
1, 2, 3. I guess so. Yeah, it's 4. All right, but Owain is up first.
Cool. That.
Okay.
Crunch.
See. Okay. I roll 20 will react. Okay. Does Owain move at all?
To there.
Okay. Soul is up.
Um. Mildly concerned by the Raticate coming to murder me. Where is? Which one is? Oh, it's this one, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna Rock Tomb the Raticate, I think, because it looks like it's aggressive.
Okay.
I assume it's aggressive. Like,
It does-
does
it
it
does
actually
look
look
it.
like it's coming to attack or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
does.
In which case, I'm gonna Rock Tomb it.
Okay.
I would use Play Rough, but Play Rough is pretty poor against the Viper.
Yes, that is correct.
So,
Okay. That hits.
there you go. Oh, sorry. I hadn't. There's 6 less damage on that. I hadn't changed the combat stage back down to 1,
Okay.
so it's 46.
Sure. Lowers speed
Speed.
by 1.
1 stage. So I believe that puts it under the Pikachu, basically,
Alright, I'll put it at yeah.
because they're exactly tied.
My roll 20 is being very slow right now at editing things.
Whoops. And then I guess. I don't know how fast Eradicate is over land, but I'm just going to be like, Lel.
Probably like 8 or some shit.
Oh, Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, I guess I'm moving like here. Back up. Don't get slapped by the angry rat.
Okay. The Pachirisu. Okay. I'm going to say that it didn't seem like they were traveling companions, and I think the Raticate probably doesn't consider them as traveling companions, but the Pachirisu is more friendly. So, because of that, it considered Raticate part of its group.
Oh, whoops.
So it's going to kind of walk to the mid. The Patrice is going to walk. What did I give it in terms of overland?
I fucked it up. Whoops.
Nice.
I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, 7 overland. It's not going to go into like huge aggression right now, but it's going to do something to try to keep Sola occupied. I don't think this does that much damage. Oops, I didn't unmute myself.
Hail
Oh,
miss.
that doesn't miss. Yep. Actually, does quite a bit anyway. All right.
Nuzzle's not a bad move. It
Yeah.
auto paralyzes and stuff. Oh wow, it's a seed move. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a C move.
Mm-hmm.
The Pikachu is going to use. It's gonna try to get away from the Sniper that is looking at it like dinner. So it's going to use Double Team, and then it's going to try to run away.
You know what I
The
just
Sniper.
realized
Yeah.
is we're heading towards an earthquake, and every single creature involved in this encounter, except for Eradicate, is weak to ground.
Weak. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
That it just seemed funny to me.
Yeah. So the Sniper will use an AOO, which
Oof.
hits and
Crits.
crits. Yes, actually, because of Razor Edge.
Yeah, if it's got Razor Edge, it's effectively
Uh,
super luck.
Yeah. So takes a lot of damage actually. The
Oh my
Pikachu
God.
manages to get away from it, but it kind of almost sprawls onto the ground, and it does seem fairly injured from that after taking a slap from its tail on the retreat. The
Okay.
Raticate is going to go up to here. Let's see. Actually, I'll say that the Raticate sprints and ends up right in front of Sola.
Sure.
That's his turn right now. And now it's the Viper. It's going to see lots of things that look somewhat tasty.
How does
But
movement work on a large model? Like, what part of the model do you go from? Like, is it from like here, or is it from here, or is
I
like
don't know.
what?
It's
I
the
mean, you move the
closest
entire.
edge to the farthest edge. Yeah, like you move one corner of it, like in this case, this
So,
corner of it.
okay, so like the front facing corner. Sorry, I just didn't know,
Yeah.
right? So you'd
Yeah.
move like this, yeah?
I think you just, as long as you're keeping consistent, it's
Sure.
basically the same.
It's just you
see.
can't go from the middle of the model. It doesn't let you.
Yeah. So this Viper is not afraid at all of you. It's going to slither right up to here,
Holy
and
crap!
probably push you to the side of it.
Miles is gonna run away.
I mean, it's an 8-foot long snake.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Miles is gonna go over here.
The shot of his life while he's also terrified.
Yeah, so the Pikachu was running away, so it doesn't actually see the Pikachu as a threat. Since it's in range to AO it again, it's not going to attack the Pikachu. Instead, it's going to attack the only thing that actually,
Hit it.
let's see. That would be an unfortunate spot for Sola. So let's do,
Let's do it.
yeah, I'm gonna say it moves. Where did I put it before?
It was one lower than that, maybe. I felt like it was on the
The only
cliff.
thing that's hit it
Yeah.
is up here, I suppose.
Yeah.
Gonna even do that.
Yeah, actually it has just enough movement. I give it a little bit more than.
Oh, okay, in
than
that case,
usual.
Miles is gonna run over here instead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that makes sense. Basically, away from
Aw-
the gigantic snake.
Away from the big snake and unfortunately close to the river.
Oh no, we're not.
True.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm leaving it on the board. It could happen.
We just had a beach episode. Can't be that.
Okay, let's see. I need to modify number. I can modify the correct number. Da, 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 da. Second. Okay, so it is going to. Can you use a pass move as just like a single target move? I think you can, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's either like melee. If it's melee, then I believe you just because otherwise you couldn't one target scratch, which seems dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's going to do this to Owain.
It's gonna miss.
Oh, it is.
Ooh.
Okay.
That
Eradicate
would
is
hurt.
Eradicate is up, and it sees someone standing in front of it.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it had two things in the order. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna hit, yeah. Sure, give me a second. Yeah, ow. So it ends up on... Sure. Boop. Yep.
Okay. And Felicity is up.
So, Felicity, and with Chance directing her to do this, so
Yep.
is going to try to buy back some goodwill from the electric types in the encounter.
Okay.
Chance is going to move back to here, and Felicity is also going to move back over here away from the giant snake. And Felicity's going to use Wish on Pikachu.
Okay. Sure.
And hopefully that is a noticeable enough effect that they can at least recognize that we're not trying to hurt them specifically.
Sure. I think there's a good chance of that. So Viper's second turn.
Oh god.
Let's see. It's not going to be satisfied until it hits this thing at least once. So,
Oh jeez.
that is a crit and poison.
I mean, that'll definitely hit.
Yeah.
How does poison work in this?
Just a tick after every standard.
Oh, you have to take a standard action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm so slow today. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
I am going to go take this opportunity since I just took my turn to go change a diaper real quick.
Blep.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be a lot of damage.
Poisoned, bloodied,
Oh, I forgot to do bloody on Soda.
2 injuries.
Yeah, same. How did you do the two?
You
oh,
just
like this?
hover over it and press the 2 key on your keyboard.
Oh, like that?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Huh. Hyperfang, what is Hyperfang's DB? That looks like a pretty damn good move, actually.
It's
at that
DB8 at will. It's pretty strong. The
Is
only
that
thing is
with stab or without stab?
without stab. It's DB8
So-
without stab. So it's DB10.
Yeah.
Nice.
He also has hustle. That's why the AC is 6 right now, but it's 4 normally.
No, I wasn't. I'm not complaining. I just didn't realize how good Hyperfang
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, no, Hyperfang is quite good actually for Eradicate. It's really bad distribution though. Not a lot of things get it. I think Eradicate's pretty much the only one who gets it early enough for it to be useful.
Sure.
Anyway, so Viper's hisses in glee as it smacks Owain, and it's going to one step down. It's going to one step here and push shunt Lucas out of the way again.
I just moved myself out of the fucking way at this point.
Sure. And now, let's see. That'd be too much, I think. Viper is going to see that it's hit Owain enough for now, and it's going to move on to a different target.
Yep.
And poison tail at Sola.
Let.
Oh.
Yeah. Solar falls the fuck over, is what happens there.
Oof.
It's unfortunate because I didn't want to. I was about to, like on her turn, I was going to return her because I don't want her fainted when I'm trying to find the the disaster or whatever.
Right.
So I guess
The non-combat unknowns are going to be keeping their distance.
Okay.
we'll send out. She shouldn't be on 73. But
Yep.
we'll send out more Morgana for now.
Okay.
But I can send out Javelin. I haven't used Javelin forever. But no, that's not true. The last time you just got dogpiled. Sure.
Okay, so put Morgana on the
Oh
initiative.
yeah, my bad.
Let me
Did it roll?
check something real
There we go.
quick.
Okay.
I may have a
Welcome back.
dumb thing.
Okay.
If I can spell anything ever. Yours a half. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's not super gonna work. That's fine. Right. To the top of the initiative then.
Yep.
Yep.
Top of the initiative.
I think in the absence of anything better, it's going to be a flying hidden power, and
Okay.
then like running away.
Sure.
And losing a tick after doing it. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does a fair chunk.
Bye.
Don't you just
Okay.
want to return him at this point? If he does another attack, he falls over, right?
Yeah, I probably should.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Oh, I use my standard action to buff his attack.
Sure.
I used orders, so I'll have to do it next time.
Okay. So, the Raticate still seems like it doesn't give a shit. But the Pachirisu saw Felicity's wish towards Pikachu, and it reevaluates its alliances again. So, instead of attacking anyone on your side, it's going to say that Swiper is the biggest threat, and go for a trying to cover Pikachu as it runs away.
Damn.
That actually paralyzes.
Yeah, it does paralyze it. Doesn't that muck with its initiative pretty hard?
It
Yeah,
does.
It has all of its initiatives, which is a good thing and a bad thing because then
Yeah.
we get to move faster than it, but then it gets to move like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
Give me a second. Why is being so slow? Okay. Okay, so we were at Pikachu, I believe, was next. The Pikachu has had enough of this shit. It's just going to keep running away. Presumably none of you AOO it, but at the end of its turn it does get healed up. Some of its injuries kind of fade away as it runs past you. Let's see, this is... Okay. And... Okay, so, let's see. It's trying to not antagonize the Survivor. So instead, it's going to run straight past Morgana.
Oh, the Raticate, sure.
Yeah, it has run away, so you can't AOO it.
I wasn't going to.
Yep.
Yeah.
that would have, yeah, that probably would not have been the best idea anyway. And it is going to hit the next thing that's in its way. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Rev,
Holy bejeebus.
What?
Rev, do you want to roll something lower than an 18?
No, I don't. I don't really want. I mean, I've already rolled something lower than 18.
So that's a flinch and 86 damage.
Yes.
What?
At will?
Yes.
Well, it's an at-will DB10 move, but the crit here is 86.
Yeah.
God damn.
So That straight up one-shots Felicity.
Yikes.
Well, it's out of Eradicate's way.
I mean, Felicity could have lived through it if she had used a fairy move last round. But,
Right. Use
but
Wish.
I used Wish instead.
I don't think I can ally switch.
Yeah, you're not.
You're too far away, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, within 6 meters.
I guess.
That's a crunch.
F.
Fucking yikes. Not literally, of course. but-
I'm glad we're feeling so powerful after the level 20 power boost. We're really having an opportunity to flex
This
as we get
What the
fucking
fuck?
destroyed by a tiny rat.
I mean, also by the giant snake.
Also the
It
giant
just
snake, yes.
almost twat away for death, right?
Yeah, but it took 2 shots. The fucking Raticate just bit Felicity in half.
It only hit you once and put you two ticks of death.
It attacked me twice and missed because I have evasion.
Yeah, but it did effectively the same thing. It hit when it hit you.
Right, but my unknown are evasion tanks. They're as much as they have tank, so you kind of have to factor that in a bit.
Anyways,
Okay. So that was Eradicate's turn.
is Eradicate now just gonna fuck off again?
So normally I would say yes, and it is going to fuck off right after this. I noticed you put Heldig on the other side. I was going to flavor it somewhat differently. But let's say it's...
Oh yeah, I don't want anything else in its way.
We
Yeah,
want
no,
it to
no, you're right.
leave.
You're right, you're right.
We
Okay.
always have. We don't want to fight it.
So,
No, it's my fault. I attacked it because I thought it was gonna attack us.
yeah, it fucks off.
Good.
Holy crap! That is terrifying. I have never seen Eradicate in this, and from now on, I will fear them for good reason. That is scary.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen one of Chance's Pokemon like take more than maybe like just over half their health in a hit. They're quite
Yeah,
tanky, most of them.
I mean, it has 75 hit points and 10 defense by base, so you did more than 85 points of damage to it. That's just one shot. Plus, it usually has like fairy moves up, so it usually has additional defenses on top of that. But
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna failing. Well, considering the friggin'. Oh, actually no. Does Heldig go now?
yeah, because I didn't get a chance to act.
Is-
I think
is-
the
is
order- Heldig's not on the.
Heldig's
Yeah,
not in.
Heldig's initiative is over 10, or it is 10.
It's 15.
It's probably 15 because that was what it was whenever it was a wild Pokemon.
Oh,
that's
sure.
Because I never updated anything in this.
There you go.
Okay, now let me...
So yeah, just so the Eradicate buggers off, and then Heldig
Yeah.
does something.
Oh, yeah,
I
Heldig
suppose the
picked
other way
up-
around, technically.
Hildig picked up Hidden Power Electric, by the way.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
but I'm gonna use Confusion.
Okay.
Confusion on this big angry snake.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it when it's confused.
I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah,
okay.
that'll hit.
It is
know.
confused.
It is confused. Yeah.
Does double damage
Oh.
now.
Isn't an 18 plus?
Well, no, it's a 19, but I have brutal training as well.
Brutal training's for crit, isn't it?
33. Both.
Crit and effect range.
Oh, I didn't think it did. Wait, hang on. Isn't this a crit then? Brutal
This-
orders brutal training.
No, because the crit range is still 20 plus. Or still 20. So I rolled a 19 modified. It has to be a 19 natural.
No,
Yeah.
but it does the. Wait,
Brutal
you have
reduces
training
by
and orders, right?
I mean, I guess I didn't actually do anything else anyway, so I could have activated
Well,
it.
I'm just assuming that like our unless we're switching someone out, our trainer action is orders.
Well,
right?
yeah, I do have other things I could be doing, but I haven't been doing them because I've been juggling watching the kiddos, so I haven't really been able to actively.
Oh, that's
focus
fair.
on
I mean,
that.
fair enough. If,
When-
if your,
Oh,
if
yeah,
your
I'll go
trainer's
ahead.
done something else.
When-
I'll go ahead and have my trainer using the orders.
When
because
when you applied your training for the day, which training did you apply?
Both. I have elite trainer or whatever.
Then its effect range is already 18, and the
No, I'm talking about crit.
well, right, okay,
It's
sure,
got brutal
Yeah.
brutal orders and brutal training. I believe it crits 18 plus right now.
yes, it does.
I rolled crit damage.
Okay.
Sure.
And that's psychic.
Okay.
What is this? Oh, that's the confusion icon. Sure.
Have I summoned an 18 on a d20 on the map here for anyone else?
And,
Just over here.
yes, you have.
I don't know how I
Oh,
did
yeah.
that.
No, nor do I.
Oh, you can click and drag
grab
it. Oh.
Yeah, you can drag the
Well,
dice.
that I can't interact with that, so I don't think that's me then.
I don't know why you can. I don't know why you would ever want to do that, but you can do that.
Okie dokie.
Weird. Okay.
Okay. So this snake is looking a little worse for wear.
Good.
I was gonna
After
say, if it
all of
wasn't
that.
bloodied at that point, holy crap.
Morgana is up.
I mean, Morgana's just gonna twat the snake at this
Could
point.
Morgana 5 foot to there to get flanking with a
Like,
Pachirisu?
what, to here?
One up, I
Oh,
think.
like here.
Actually, no, there might work,
You need,
but
I think you need 3 for a large thing.
oh, do you
anyway.
need 3 for a large thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, whatever.
I think so.
I'll take the 5-foot step and then hit it.
Okay.
I don't have a super effective move, unfortunately, so we're just doing this.
Oof.
It'll hit
That
because I
mi-
can't miss.
Okay, yeah.
I have not hit it yet.
Yeah, you have not hit it. Okay, yep. That hits.
Is that like minimum roll for me there? No.
No, one dice roll minimum.
Sure.
This is damage. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, let's do some rolls.
Oh no.
Hi, Survivor.
Does not get a movement for this one. Is confused, so it does take half its attack and damage after it. Okay.
Oh, is that how? So does it still get to attack in this one, rather than like just smacking itself in the face?
Yes. It's going to poison tail Morgana. I
Sure.
believe that hits.
Yeah. I've only got 2 evasions.
Yeah,
So...
and it takes 10 damage. From
Oh,
confusion.
from itself, yeah. So Morgana. This is physical, right?
Yep, physical.
Yeah. That's. Oh, what do I care? I have the same defense. Yeah, sure. I mean, Morgana's actually kind of okay still.
Yep, and it is no longer confused.
Fuck. Unlucky.
Where are we? Sure.
Okay, it is not fully paralyzed for the second initiative. So, it is going to Aqua Tail.
Morgana again?
Nope, pass.
Oh, jeez. So that hits Pachirisu and Heldig and not Morgana?
Uh,
How does that work?
yeah, it's not really clear here. I'm going to
Fast
say it
moves are
hits.
quite good if you're big.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that
just gonna-
hits all of them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna exercise GFDI if it's not clear and say it hits all of them.
I think that does hit all of them. Because you would draw the line between each of the. Oh, actually, it might. How would it hit Morgana?
It's like on the corner.
Would you do corner to corner? You can offset to corners, can't you? How
Yeah,
do you do that?
I think it's like it's debatable. I'm going to say it hits all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Morgana takes the hit and is looking worse for wear, but still standing at the least.
Okay. Last one here. Is paralyzed, so it cannot do the same thing, or a Night Slash at least.
They can Night Slash without using pass.
Yeah, but there's not really a point to doing that. It's just gonna poison tail Heldig, I think.
Sure.
Okay, where was that bit?
Another 37. Okay.
Okay. But now it's looking not that great right now. but it is Owain's turn.
Okay, Owain is getting not
Is
in the
Owain gonna
combat.
Be the hero, just move here and shoot it and fall over.
What? So here's
You
the
could
thing.
shoot it for psychic. Right?
Here's the thing I was thinking is I could move up, shoot it for psychic, and Owain falls over. Or I could use a telekinetic push maneuver to shove it into the river.
I want
It's
to
a
catch the
snake.
thing.
It's a snake. How are you gonna, like, what is the water
Also,
gonna do to
it's
it?
huge.
Doesn't matter.
I would like to catch it. For
If
reference,
okay, if
but
you want to catch it, then we'll
This has been on
and
my
the-
like want
and
list
the-
for the entire campaign.
yeah.
And the river is not even that like moving that fast. So like
Yeah.
it would just like not.
Look, do you know how much I've always wanted to shove an enemy off a cliff and have never been able to do it?
I'm just saying, like you're stretching your goals a little bit here to the point where it's not even going to be effective at all.
Okay. That does hit.
And then Owain dies.
It claimed one. It claimed one. After all-
Absol fell over as well in this combat.
Oh.
No, it claimed 2. So did Felicity.
Felicity was Eradicate. Did
So the
Select-
Raticate
yeah, I guess
claimed
Select-
2.
Did Eradicate finish off? Yes.
Absol, you
Oh
betcha.
my god. Okay, so this is okay. It is still up. Pikachu is going to run the fuck away. And I'll say that it's like waiting at the edge of the scene for Patrice to join it, because it's not going to just straight up and abandon his friend. Eradicate fucks off though. All the way
Yeah,
off.
that's fair.
Okay.
Helldig, finish it. I can believe that a good confusion roll could finish it here.
Suplex it.
Oh, we
Suplex
lost
it
the
with your
initiative
mind.
bar completely.
Oh, whoops! I closed it. I guess.
Yeah, Heldig's gonna try to, get away from it.
Yep.
So is Pants. Confusion.
Go, gadget.
Actually, I'm gonna move to here, so I make it harder for it to pass through multiple of us.
You can't because you 5-footed, so that's.
Oh,
that's
right,
why
yeah,
you
that's
did.
it. Yeah, that's there.
Okay. Sure.
Anyway, that'll hit.
Yep.
2d6 plus 33.
Okay.
If Heldig doesn't finish it off, maybe Morgana can.
I'm doing like 60 damage, even if it's not whatchamajig, super.
Yep. It is on its last proverbial legs, even though it doesn't have any legs.
Sure. I mean, just
And
walk up
Morgana
and
is
hit it,
up.
I guess. Do the wing attack move because it's my best attack at the moment.
Wow.
Okay.
Boop.
That hits.
I think
And-
it crits, to be honest. Yeah, so I have +3 range because I've already hit it. It's got super luck and it's got brutal orders and training.
God.
It crits.
Okay. Fair enough.
For 15 more damage.
I mean, I'm hitting for 77, man. I'm pretty happy. with
Yeah,
that.
no, it's good. It's good. It's just the dice were unfortunate on that one because it was. Yeah.
I mean, it's still 77.
It's actually. I think it's actually. It's actually average.
It's
on
pretty
the crit.
normal roll. It's just that one of the dice rolled a 1.
Yeah. The other
Yeah.
one rolled a 6 though, so it's actually perfectly average.
Yeah, average roll.
All right. But anyway, actually, is this no the D8s? Never mind. So it's not that. It's a little bit below.
Oh, they do.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so the Viper finally loses consciousness from a blow to the head of Morgana, and with eyes kind of blank, it falls to the ground, and friction along its body prevents it from slipping into the river.
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna walk up and boop it with a Pokeball. Like, it's like, I'll take that.
Okay, fair enough.
And the Patrice is already next to the person who would, like, definitely want to catch it, I'm sure. If she was
Like,
here.
I
If
would
they were here.
interact with it, like, roleplay wise, but it's fainted. So, I'ma just catch it.
You're gonna have quite a job convincing it not to snack on something after it wakes up.
I guessed as much, but I
In
guessed as
in
much when I
character,
wanted
out
to
of
catch.
yeah, out of character you can control it like it's perfectly
Yeah, no,
fine.
I guess as much when I was trying to catch a friggin' Survivor. After I realized they were 8 foot long, I was like, oh, this could be interesting.
But yeah,
Okie
the
dokie.
Oh god, it's
it-
that fucking graveler.
Graveler.
What?
Was that in one of yours, or was that in a different? I think that might have been in a different game. Someone caught a graveler and it just self-destructed every time it was let out.
Not in my game.
Yeah. It was not happy about being caught, and it reliably self-destructed, so it was basically our like
Grenade.
we need to end this combat now at all costs button.
Can I, for the purposes of RP stuff as opposed
Yep.
to actual combat, can I get Sola up on her feet
Yes.
so she can like see things?
Yeah, she's definitely quite wobbly now. Not looking at her best. But she is conscious for the moment.
Yeah. Sure. And I will make the Viper page. Whee!
Alright,
Cool.
so in the aftermath of that, let me just set up the first. Alright, so in the aftermath of that, the Pachirisu looks quite relieved. And the Pikachu, seeing the Viper fall over, inches a little bit closer back to its friend, although it doesn't get close to the party. Pachirisu runs past Esme and kind of gives the Pikachu a hug, as if to say, like, I'm glad you're all right. And it seems to be, for the moment, a happy ending.
Miles is gonna peek around this tree and be like, "Is it dead? Did we kill it?"
It went down, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
That is the biggest snake I have ever seen.
It's a real big snake.
Heldig's got a good fun trolling thing with the fact that like Heldig has had the least hit points of all of my Pokemon, but when it gets ready to go down, I can endure, and then if I get hit again, I can detect. So then, there's that.
Does this thing know Night Slash or something, Rev, or am I miss?
I had given it a bunch of moves. Let's see, what did I?
Oh, I meant for the purposes of me making a
actually
sheet here.
Yeah, I'm looking at what I actually gave it. Okay, so I will say that so I gave it Aqua Tail and Night Slash. I'll say that you can just keep one of them.
I feel like it knows Bite and it learns Crunch, and I don't think I'm really hurting for Dark type, so I'll probably keep Aqua Tail.
Okay.
But if you type shift at dark and then you have a dark pass move, that could be nice.
It learns Night Slash by itself at 26.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah,
it doesn't
then that's
learn
an
Aqua
obvious.
Tail except for by Tutor or something.
Yeah, then that's an obvious choice then. Yeah.
I will, thank you. Cool. There we go, sorted. Anyways. So, with that out of the way, so the thing is that implies to me that actually the rodents were running away from the Survivor, not necessarily the disaster.
Okay, so the Viper came down from here.
Oh, okay.
So the rodents were running away from the east, like they came down the path, kind of thing. So it's more like they ran into the Viper, who was opportunistically looking to get.
Okay, so it looks like it's actually they were running from the thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, I would say that for the purposes of RP, the Patriarchy is probably gonna run back and thank you guys somehow. Um, not with like any material possessions probably because
It's like an
it's not
acorn.
carrying a reward. Yeah. And if Amber wanted to like interact with them at all between sessions, then we can do that. But otherwise, they're going to keep going to the west.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just adding basically a note here. For if they watch the video. Yeah, so now your path once again seems clear, although it is a little bit quieter than before, other than the wind. As you've been passing, it seems that some other Pokemon have been just like making their way through the tall grass, but now there's not much movement anymore.
Sure.
Yeah, so if you keep going on this way, I'm going to say you see some more wild Pokemon, but they're not as aggressive as the Eradicate when they're going past you. And there is no second swiper on the road to screw with you.
Oh, thank God.
I think other than some other rodents, the weirdest thing you see is actually this thing. I don't know how big this thing is actually.
What
It's
the heck is
further on the
that?
map.
That's the fire bug from
Yeah.
Gen 8.
Oh, it's pretty small.
Does anyone want a
Yeah,
a
but you
Sizzler
see
bee?
Yeah, that's the small version. It gets bigger, and then it gets very
it
big.
gets really big, yeah.
Oh, does it?
The Gigantamax Center Scorch is 75 plus meters long.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's really big, yes. This
And-
is the go on.
I don't remember. Is it a centipede or is it bacon?
It's a bacon centipede.
Okay, it's a bacon centipede. Okay.
A bacon peed. Yeah,
Is it a
so I
centipede or is
it kind of just
bacon?
it's pretty chill despite the fire type, and it kind of just like crawls around you if you don't stop it.
Sure.
I'm not stopping it, I'm just keeping up with the group.
Yeah.
Oops, that's not what I wanted. There we go.
But yeah, basically you see some other Pokemon running away from the area, and when you're almost at the city, you can see there's more windmills or wind turbines like around the city. Sola perks up again.
At the wind turbines?
No, the same way she did before.
Is she no? Is she looking? Is she poking up towards the turbines, or is she just like
Toward the town? Still, the turbine's just around the town. I was just describing that as well.
Sure. Because
so
we're not
basically-
actually at the town, are we? Right?
You're pretty close now, I would say. Like on this, pretty much on the city limits.
Okay.
Um,
Sure. Okay then. Sure.
And the impression you get is that whatever is going to be happening, it is impending, like in the next 20 minutes, kind of thing.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Can I? I don't know. Like, can I leg it into town, run into town and see if I can find I don't know. Is there a police station? I don't even know what I'd be looking for. Some sort of place where someone who is in a position to do something about it would.
Yeah,
be...
I mean, a police station would be a reasonable thing to look for. However, I think I want to end this session early there on that cliffhanger, because I do want Amber here for it.
That's fair.
That is the main thing.
seems like we're having a big thing happen. So
Yes.
That's fair enough.
Okay, but hopefully you enjoyed the session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been a while since you've had a scary-ish encounter. So that was.
I am terrified of all Raticates.
Yeah.
It literally just walked up and was like, "Hey, bitch, twat, get out the way!" To 2 Pokemon, it just went no. It's just like, what?
To be
I
fair,
did not know that.
Sola did get slapped by something else, I think, right?
No, I think the Raticate just hit me twice. Oh no, that's a lie. No. It got hit by the Raticate down to like 20 health, and then it got
the
crit
Svi-
by the Survivor
Right,
for like
right.
another 70 damage or something. But
Right,
the Raticate almost won. Like if it had rolled if it had crit, I think it one-shot her.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of just like, whoa, it's like okie dokie then. Yeah, scary stuff. The Survivor also, if we hadn't had 2 psychic type like attackers, I think we could have just been wiped by the snake.
Well, I suspect that combat was slightly balanced around the idea that Esme would be present.
I'm gonna drop off.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. I got
No worries.
kiddo.
Yeah,
It's
no
fine.
worries.
That's fair.
No, that was
I actually
balanced
think
to
you-
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you handled it pretty well still. I balanced it around the like, that was the numbers on that combat were made right before the combat when I already knew that Amber wasn't here.
Sure.
So I was, you can call it, I was limit testing, and it still went pretty well on your part. But I think this is like closer to the kind of difficulty I should be going for.
Yeah, that's fair. I think honestly, if Amber had been there, we might have.
It would have been
rolled
easy.
it.
Yeah, I think so. So I would have made it stronger if Amber was here. Just make
Yep.
it a little longer.
I think it was just the shock factor of the Raticate just going like, and one-shot the starter. It was
Yeah.
like,
To
what
be
the
to be
fuck?
fair, there were 3 crits in this that I rolled.
Yeah.
So that one did go a long way.
Something in me wants to say halve the damage, double the health. Because that felt very Rocket Tag.
So that is what I have done in the past. It doesn't end up going that well because you guys do a shit ton of damage. Halving the damage here is not. If you mean like halving the final damage.
Yeah, halve the effective damage, double the effective health.
That just makes combat drag though.
Well, it does, but it also then is more than make sure your speed is high enough to go first and your attack is enough to one-shot the guy or you die.
I mean, you don't lose a Pokemon turn for getting one shot though.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing though, right? Morgana then took 2, 3 attacks or something. I think she took 2 attacks and could reasonably have taken another if it rolled kind of meh.
Yeah, so
So,
it's still like in that 2 to 3 range kill.
Sure. Probably
Yeah,
probably not a great example for it because of all the crits.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason Felicity fell over there was because of a crit. I mean, if Felicity had used and like Max said, if Felicity had used a fairy type move, it wouldn't have even fallen over to that crit.
Yeah, that's
and,
fair.
I mean, like, the Raticate wasn't necessarily more likely to crit, but the fucking Survivor sure as hell is. The Survivor, like, so Poison Tail is an increased crit range move, and because it has Razor Edge, it actually gets another +3 on that. So Poison Tail crits on a 15.
Yeah, although it's the Slifer's crits weren't even that strong. Like they were 50 damage crits.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
I think it hit a Wayne for more than that.
the Survivor's Aqua Tail would have crit for 72 there.
Let's see.
I mean, it did
Yeah,
roll
the crits
exceptionally
were
well with that, but still.
The crits are like 60, 70 damage.
Yeah.
Because I remember, well, because like Owain, I think the unknown has like 70 health or something, right? So
63, I think.
do they all have 63?
Yes.
Okay, sure. That's fair. But I think that was fair. I can certainly see why Mag would have been sad about the Raticate just sort of going yeet. Because that was impressive. Like, I saw the damage number and went, what? But the thing is, right, that's just a high DB crit, right?
Yeah.
The only
Pretty
reason why I'm not just heating every Pokemon we meet is because A, I have awful coverage. Like, awful.
Mm-hmm.
And B, because friggin' I don't have very many high DB moves at all. In fact, I have like none. Like the only high DB move I have, if you're counting over 8 as high, is if I'm using Pursuit with its like speckle thing, or
Right.
Solar has Play Rough, which is DB9.
Mhm.
But Dark types don't really get high DB stuff until Crunch, basically.
Yeah, and physical DBs are a little bit lower just on average as well.
Why have they done that?
I don't know. In the games, it doesn't. Even in the games, it doesn't make any sense. But for the most part, they're lower until you get to the 120 DBs, because those ones are stronger than what you see on special moves.
Oh, I mean, close combat is just bananas.
Yeah, yeah,
It's such
like-
a good attack.
yeah.
This, though, isn't it even more stupid because losing the combat stages is whatever. You're like, okay.
Yes. Let me see what close combat is. I think it's just a single target, or is it a pass? Oh, I think it's a dash move.
It's a melee one target dash, you lose
Yeah.
one combat
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
and defense and special defense, and it's DB12, seen times 2.
It is the yeah. It doesn't. The defense special defense drops are most.
That's what I
pretty much
mean, so
irrelevant.
it's because it's relevant in the game, but it's kind of
Yeah.
whatever in this.
Yeah, it's pretty irrelevant. So it's quite a good move. It is still seen, so it's EOT. But other than that, it's quite good.
I mean,
it's
you're
single
still throwing out. I mean, most Pokemon that learn it at that point is a DB14 move, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is roughly you're dead if it crits, right?
Mhm.
I mean, what is DB14? Because I don't have a fighting type mon.
50 average damage, I think.
It's 40,
40
10
or
plus
50.
15
So you're rolling 8d10 plus
plus 30. Yeah.
plus your
14
attack
is
stat on a
yeah.
crit.
14 is 40 average.
So
So 80
you're
plus
rolling.
attack
So
stat.
you're rolling on average 80 plus your attack stat
Hmm.
Yes.
on a crit, which is more or less. I mean, for my mons, that's like 110,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically if you want a boss template, get on the fucking floor. Like especially the Raticate there. Can you imagine take 110 fighting damage? Oh, it fell over. Like, because
Yeah,
at
the
that point, yeah.
Yeah, the Raticate was actually not that tanky. It's just that reasonably, none of you guys actually wanted to hit it. To just let
I
it go
hit it
past more or
once
less.
with the Rock Tomb, but
You hit something else with it. You hit the
no, I hit the Raticate.
Oh yeah, you did right.
I hit the Raticate with the Rock Tomb because I thought it was going to attack, and I didn't want to because I saw how much damage Tom was doing to the Survivor. I was like, lol, you don't need me to deal with that. So how foolish of me. Yeah. Survivor is a scarier mon than I gave it credit for, I think, originally. Because in the games, it's kind of whatever. It's not used in anything.
Yeah.
The fact that it's got 10 of its stats in special attack is mildly annoying, but whatever.
Well,
I just-
luckily for you guys, I didn't use the Arbok. I also had statted out.
Oh, you're gonna have 2 snakes.
I was considering it. The Arbok was a lot meaner.
The Arbok was meaner.
It was a lot meaner.
What the fuck? What does
Uh,
Arbok have going on?
It has tough jaw. What's it called?
Oh, Strongjaw.
Strong jaw, and I gave it bolting fangs.
It had. Oh, what? Thunderfang and Ice Fang.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have wrecked face, surely.
Yeah. And poison fang as well because it gets that, and it gets crunch on Evo.
Doesn't get Poison Fang.
It gets it as an egg move. I was just giving it stuff.
I was just making
Yeah.
it bullshit difficult for you, you know.
Where's oh there it is on the egg. Oh, so you yeah, it gets it as Neckens. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although egg moves in PT you can teach even to evolved mons. You just
What the
tutor it.
shit does Serpent's Mark do?
You get a choice of like 6 different ability sets based on what kind of pattern it has on its hood. Which is a weird mechanic, but that's what it is.
Okay. I mean, its actual move list, if you aren't giving it anything,
It's not that.
pretty shit.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
that's
it
why,
is
right?
bad. Like, because I mean, so if it's level 20, like we are, right?
Mhm.
It has Poison Sting, Bite, Glare,
really
Screech,
sad.
and Acid.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Holy crap, that is. Oh no, and Crunch, because it's evolved.
Yeah, but that's still really sad.
Crunch is a decent move, but it's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
hold up to just like you get hit by 3 people. Like it's
Yeah, it is a DB with strong draw. It's a DB10 dark move.
when it doesn't get strong jaw.
It does via Serpent's Mark.
Serpent's Mark, one of the patterns of attack pattern.
Oh.
That's-
It's strong draw and guts at 40.
Oh, that's quite cool actually.
Yeah, it's most of its things are not as good as strong jaw, but I guess like Regenerator and Defy Death is another decent one. But it has basically a setup for multiple things, most of
That's
which are not
cool.
that good.
Because the Arbok was meaner than the Pokemon that I wanted. Lel. I suppose
thought
the
that-
Viper's just kind of like a stat stick, as opposed to the Arbok having like a strategy going on.
I mean, the Arbok just has coverage, just has more coverage, I think.
Oh yeah, it doesn't get the fangs
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some of the Gen 1 stuff has such random coverage that they gained. It's kind of funny. Although amusingly, Viper can learn Bulldoze.
That's pretty solid.
It's
I
not
think
a particularly high DB move, but it's good coverage. Oh, it can learn Earthquake. What? Of course, the big snake learns Earthquake because reasons.
Oh, the Arbok does.
No, Survivor.
Oh,
learns
Survivor
Earthquake.
does. Oh.
So Viper
So I can-
arguably learns a better thing than Earthquake in this system. It learns Stomping Tantrum,
Where the fuck is that?
tutor move list.
What is Stomping Tantrum?
It is a DB7 burst 1 ground move, EOT. If it missed on the previous attack, it becomes a DB15.
I can't see Stomping Tantrum.
It's on the tutor list.
It's... If you're looking for the actual move, it's in... You can just get it in your sheet.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
it's DB.
on the move. Look, I'm looking at the tutor move list. It's
Are
not
you
there.
looking at the update, the Pokedex we're using?
I'm looking at Data's Homebrew Pokedex, the one that's in
Yes.
your resources channel.
If you look, it's only on Arbok. Ekans doesn't get it.
Oh,
maybe
you
it-
said it was on Survivor, sorry.
Oh no. This is on Arbok. Arbok just has like coverage out the wazoo. This
Yeah,
system.
like as far as I can tell, yeah, the best thing you can look at in this system, because you can essentially make any Pokemon have any stats, is just what moves it learns.
Yeah, and abilities.
It's way
but-
more important.
Yeah.
Like because if you have like a Pokemon that is completely janky, but it learns like perfect coverage on good moves. Okay, use that. It's really good, right? Like
Yeah.
as long as it's not got like one movement in everything.
Oh,
It's why I'm
Stomping Tantrum is
relatively
actually
sure
one
that
thing.
Starmie is quite good.
It's okay. It does need some help with TMs. So the easiest Pokemon to build are obviously the ones that have all the moves they need on their level up learn set. The
There's
next,
not many of those.
yeah, the next one is if they have natural tutor moves, because those ones are always available as opposed to potentially TMs in some games, and they still only cost 1, and I don't think they count as a tutor move for the limitations. And then after that, it's Pokemon that need a lot of TMs or tutor moves to function.
I mean, so really, Starmie needs 2 TMs.
Right. Let's see.
So, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam.
Yep. I mean, you're not wrong.
Then it has Bolt Beam, Psychic.
Yep,
and then
so
pick
it is
any
it is
water
solid.
type move.
Yeah, it is solid. Other than the HP.
Because I mean, is that like close to everything at least neutrally covered? It's got to be, right? Bulk beam,
It is.
psychic surf.
The only thing that doesn't cover neutral is Shedinja, I believe.
I mean, yeah.
You can't account for Shedinja.
Yeah.
So,
All of
and
those
its stats aren't bad.
all of those moves are EOT.
Yeah. Oh, Starmie does get Power Gem, so that covers Shedinja.
Yeah, there you go. It learns Power Gem as well. I mean, even though all those moves are EOT, it's still really strong.
Yes, it's a really strong moveset.
And I suppose you could PP up one of them. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't seem too ridiculous. But I suppose, like, what Pokemon are there where they, like, their level up learn say is good enough? Because there can't be many of them.
Numel. The one I always bring up.
Yeah, Nummel's your go-to example, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There was another one. Well, I would say like Raticate is actually one of them.
Really?
Or if you want to take it a step further, Alolan Raticate. Just look at its learn set.
There's Rattata. So this is from level up, yeah?
Yep. Just look at Alolan Rattata's learn set.
Oh, I'm looking at just regular Rattata right now. Because regular Rattata's level up learn set is meh. Learns Hyper Fang, Crunch. Yay.
So Alolan gets the same learn set, but it gets stab on them. But normal Dark is pretty much neutral coverage on most things.
I mean,
And
normal neutral coverage on most things.
Yeah. It's more the Dark there. Dark doesn't super much, but by God, it's not resisted by very much.
Yeah.
Like, you can attack most things with a Dark type move and be like, I do normal damage.
So Dark covers all the types that resist or are immune to normal. So short of like a weird combination, you hit everything neutral. And
it lets you hit ghosts.
Yeah, and it gets some pretty good moves by level up. Hyper Fang, Assurance.
I remember. Yeah, Assurance is broken, right?
Yeah. There's another one, but I can't remember what it is.
I'm actually kind of impressed with Fearow. Like, so what? Aerial Ace, and then it's got Drill. Or rather, not even Drill. Like later on, Drill Peck, Drill Run. So that covers a whole bunch of shit. It gets Assurance. It's got Mirror Move for janky, weird stuff, and if you can teach it, the one where you were talking about Heat Wave, right? Is that a tutor move?
Yep, tutor move.
Yeah. So that's covers most everything at that point. I still think I should do a normal Ace at some point. I'm convinced that's kind of good for at least a while.
It is super strong early on, and it is still above average later on. So it is good.
I'm actually pretty close to being a Flying Ace at the moment. I'm closer to being Flying Ace than I am Dark Ace.
Yeah.
Because Gyarados is flying. So is Morgana, so is Javelin.
I mean, flying types just kind of have a way of making their way onto teams.
Yeah. It's a lot of the early Pokemon, right?
Yeah, and they're also just really flexible. They appear in a bunch of places.
That's fair. Yeah, I like I say, I think if I had to give anyone advice for like picking Pokemon, pick the ones you like because fuck it. But if you're trying to be quote unquote good, pick something that has a good moveset because its stats will be good regardless.
Yeah.
And I suppose, as you say, better abilities are nice, but like
abilities and moves make up most of Pokemon's power in this system. Moves certainly have a large impact on average, but there are some ability sets that are very impactful as well.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, in the game, the fact that Mega Absol has Magic Bounce is like super strong. But I don't know how good Magic Bounce really is in this system. Who the hell is actually using moves that are effective?
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad in this system. I mean, Magic Bounce on Absol is... you had to predict really well with it. You usually send it in on entry hazards, maybe on status, but that's less common. But if Mega Absol takes the wrong hit, it just dies as well, so it's kind of risky.
Yeah, I mean, you mostly just use it as a really good, like, I hit you and you fall over Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my team, I believe, is just a pile of sweepers, actually. I've got a Dragon Dance sweeper, which is Gyarados. Well, actually, no, that's not quite true. Honchkrow is more like a weird.
It's a
beefy-
wall Honchkrow is a wall
Big-
breaker. That's what they call it, because it's usually
Oh,
a
is it there to
mix.
kill like tanky things?
It's usually so in competitive. It's historically been used for Brave Bird spamming, and then you predict with Superpower or Heat Wave to take down whatever resists it.
That's fair.
And then Sucker Punch covers faster sweepers because it just punts them.
And Fearow, if it were ever used, would be a sweeper based on his stats.
Yeah, sure.
But it's not, so. Poor Fearow.
Or
Just,
Hero, indeed.
just not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucario and indeed its Mega Evolution are, oh yeah, a sweeper.
Yeah, they're both setup sweepers.
What are
Generally
they set up with?
Sword stance.
Oh, they Sword Stance.
Yeah.
Fair
Pretty much
enough.
only sword stance. Although there was a weird agility Lucario set at one point, but it was really not that popular because it just doesn't have the raw power.
Mega Lucario was actually quite good, wasn't it?
It was Ubers.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think largely because the speed increase made it really hard to deal with. On top, like adaptability is power boost and the speed increase are both very large changes.
Oh, it ends up at 112 speed, so it
Yeah.
outspeeds all the ones that are at 110.
Yeah.
That's so troll.
And it
Why
also,
did
I
they get
mean,
112?
it also has so before there were some things in that middle range that were tanky enough to tank a +2 extreme speed and still like revenge kill it at 90 speed. At 112, the list of things that outspeed it is much slower, and then those a lot of them can't take that +2 extreme speed.
Apparently, it's the common moveset is Sword Stance, Meteor Mash,
Yeah.
Close Combat, and Bullet Punch.
Okay, yeah, then not extreme speed, but bullet punch. Although, I guess that's for ghosts. That'd be interesting. That's mainly for ghosts, I think, because not many fairies are actually fast enough to beat the Meteor Mash. Oh, actually, no. I guess with adaptability, bullet punch with 80 BP, DB.
Oh, I was gonna say, what does adaptability do?
It turns
Oh.
stabbing from 1.5 to 2 times. So now close combat is 240. And
Oh
Meteor
god,
Mash is
that's
180.
gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
If that actually gets off a Sword Stance, you ever doing anything really?
You can't really tank it. You have to kill it somehow without it being able to kill you.
Yeah,
Like, you need to be faster.
that's pretty strong. Damn.
But anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but anyway, I think I may take the following week off.
What, next week? Sure.
Yeah, to do all the stuff I wanted to do here. Plus, I think I'm gonna get my vaccine shot this week, and from what I've seen of people, there's like a decent chance that makes people get sick. So.
Yeah, best keep your calendar open for that one, I think.
I believe it's meant to knock you on your ass, basically. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
either it's never both of them. It's either the first shot or the second shot.
Sure. Yeah. That should coincide with this weekend anyway, if I can schedule that.
It's fine. Thanks for running anyway.
Indeed.
No worries.
It's a shame we didn't have an Amber.
Internet problems are the bane of
everything ever.
Everything. Yes.
Yeah, I mean the bane of like modern life. I don't understand people who don't use the internet. It's so weird.
Yeah, I will leave a note for the scheduling thing, skipping this week, and then we will see each other 2 weeks from now.
Cool. Sounds good.
Righto. All right.
All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Catch you later.